Hi, my name is Cold Beer, and let's start with Monster Hunter World. Monster Hunter World. You'll take on the role of a hunter and slay ferocious monsters in a living ecosystem, where you can use the landscape and its diverse inhabitants to get the upper hand. You can hunt alone or in co-op with up to 3 other players, and use materials collected from fallen foes to craft new gear. There are 14 different weapons at your disposal, each with its own unique characteristics and styles of attack. Many hunters acquire proficiency in multiple types, while others prefer to attain mastery of one. Monster Hunter World has 87% of positive reviews on Steam, left by more than 200,000 players. Incredible achievement. S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 – Heart of the Chornobyl. Here you'll dive into the zone, a specific place around the area where Chornobyl power plant exploded one beautiful day. You probably saw the HBO series already that was filmed in my hometown of Vilnius, Lithuania. If not, do it. Jared Harris and Stellan Skarsgård were wonderful, and the series will perfectly immerse you into a cruel and deadly Soviet bureaucracy. Anyway, the zone around the power plant is deadly as well, and only the madman could go there and search for artifacts from another dimension in hopes of getting rich. You are that madman. Everyone calls you a stalker, but you are not alone. The whole community of people like you are scavenging these forsaken lands. Some are friendly, some are not. That's why you have an arsenal of various weapons. Also, I don't know if it's just me, but my advice would be shoot first, apologize later. You have no friends there. The scariest thing, of course, are not other scavengers, militia of every sort, or even anomalies, but creepy mutants. Oh man, I played the original games when I was a teenager, and I was a bit traumatized by some of them, especially by that invisible shithead in the sewers. And he's back again. A bit too often, to be honest. After you kill it for like the 5th time, it's not scary anymore. But there are scarier things lurking in the depths of abandoned military facilities, and they will gladly meet you and eat you, or worse. Anyway, in a broader sense, S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 is not a horror game, but it often has strong horror episodes and a menacing atmosphere as well. Not as menacing as your ex-mother-in-law, but still really terrifying. And also, it is a beautiful game, and the visuals are fantastic. Weird West. You'll discover a dark fantasy reimagining of the Wild West, where lawmen and gunslingers share the frontier with creepy creatures. You will journey through the story of a group of atypical heroes, written into legend by the decisions you make. Each journey is unique and tailored to the actions taken. A series of high-stakes adventures where everything counts and the world reacts to the choices you make. You'll be often faced with brutal choices and consequences that can't be undone. Like, when you put too much salt in your potato salad, you can't take it out. Well, actually you can make more potato salad without salt and mix everything together, so there is no moral here, just carry on. Sea of Thieves. Are you ready to become most notorious pirate in the world, take hostages and pillage ships for incredible wealth? That is great. If so, you can also try this game and treat it like a pirate simulator for your upcoming life of crime. So here you will explore a vast world filled with unspoiled islands and underwater kingdoms. Take on adventures to hunt for lost loot, forge a reputation with the trading companies, and battle various foes, from phantoms and ocean crawlers to megalodons and the mighty kraken itself. And after you kill the beast, keep in mind that krakens are very tasty with hot potatoes and lemon. Also here, obviously, you can try your hand at fishing, make maps to your own buried treasure, or choose from hundreds of other optional goals and side quests. And the game itself is not a short one. The estimated time to complete all 60 Sea of Thieves achievements is about 1000 hours. Make sure you have a lot of free time before buying. Age of Wonders Planetfall. A wonderful game for Age of Wonders and Heroes of Might and Magic fans. You'll emerge from the cosmic dark age of a fallen galactic empire to build a new future for your people. Or, ruin everything even more, why not? You will build your kingdom with one of 6 unique factions, ranging from the militant vanguard to the dinosaur-riding Amazons, cyborg zombies, and unicorn raccoon kittens of darkness. Well, maybe not the latter, but I assure you that the diversity of units is really nice. Although they should make DLC for the Raccoon Kittens of Darkness, that's no doubt. So you'll progress through each faction's missions using your wits, military strength and diplomacy. You know, become friends with some nasty faction and then backstab them. There is no shame on your way to greatness. You will explore planetary ruins and encounter other survivors as you unravel the history of a shattered civilization. Game has a nice single-player campaign and random skirmish maps. You can play it alone or dive into multiplayer battles and feel the shame of defeat. SCARLET NEXUS. So here in the far distant anime future, a psionic hormone was discovered in the human brain, granting people extra sensory powers, and that changed the world as we knew it. As humanity entered this new era, deranged mutants known as Others began to descend from the sky with a hunger for human brains. Highly resistant to conventional attack methods, extreme measures needed to be taken to battle the overwhelming threat and preserve humanity. Those with acute extrasensory abilities known as psionics were our only chance to fight the danger from above. So I guess it is you and your anime heroes named Yuito and Kasani. You will have to complete both of their anime stories to unlock all the anime mysteries of a brainpunk future caught between technology and psychic abilities. Reviews are very positive, although people are saying that the game is quite generic and may not inspire you in any way. Northgard. This is an RTS game based on Norse mythology in which you play as a clan of Vikings vying for the control of Mysterio's newfound continent. In this simple strategy game you will find lots of victory conditions, atmospheric music, changing seasons and, as you can see, pretty nice art design. Also, the game has a decent campaign with a pretty good story. Sadly, as I've mentioned many times before, Northgard's AI is cheating with infinite resources and manpower, meaning that developers couldn't create really good intelligence that could win against humans on its own. Well, I know that many strategy games do not have strong AIs, but they at least try. But you never know, maybe developers were AI geniuses, but they were afraid of accidentally making Skynet. You know, being accused of making a bad AI is one thing, but being responsible for a robot uprising that destroyed human civilization? Yeah, you know, better safe than sorry. Nevertheless, Northgard is a good RTS game for a few days, or maybe more. Maybe you will fall in love with it, you know, like tapeworm falls in love with your guts. Sherlock Holmes, The Devil's Daughter. This is an adventure with unique gameplay that blends investigation, action and exploration. It will test the limits of your nerves and intelligence. Yeah, this game is not for the faint of heart. The puzzles can be devilishly difficult, and the plot is full of twists and turns that will keep you guessing until the very end. You'll have to track down evil in the darkest corners of London while playing as the great detective and untangle a web of intrigue leading to the final stunning revelation about the evil that lurks in the city. Is it real evil or is it just Scooby-Doo level evil? I don't know. Well, I do, but this is not a channel of spoilers. This is a channel of games and potato salad, approved by your sister. Dune Spice Wars. At the beginning I was really surprised how light this game is. It only requires 4 GB of free space. What is this witchery? And because of that, Dune Spice Wars works incredibly smoothly. Loading times are almost non-existent, and the game itself launches very fast as well. A few seconds and you are in the main menu. I honestly can say that I am not used to this. The game itself looks like a casual 4X title, like Civilization, but it's not. It's a mix of 4X and real-time strategy. You start with your main base and then you have to expand. To do that, you need to explore surrounding areas with your ornithopter and find some resources. I mean areas rich in spice, having which is really nice. It rhymes because spice here is money, and money is nice, that always rhymes. Roses are red, violets are blue, money is nice. See? Anyway, I can recommend the game, I really liked it. Resident Evil Village. The story is set a few years after the events in Resident Evil 7. The all-new storyline begins when a man and his wife start living peacefully in a new location, free from their past nightmares and horrors. And just as they are building their new life together, then, you know, stuff happens. Otherwise, it would be a love story, not a fantasy story with horror elements. Village is one of the coolest games ever, with an atmosphere creepier than your neighbor-in-law.
Wait, what? That exists?
I don't know, I hope not. Also, this game is not a pure horror game as you can imagine. It's really not that scary, it's just creepy. And overwhelmingly positive reviews are here for a reason. This game is fantastic. Also, you can play the free demo version on Steam. Disco Elysium. This is one of the greatest role-playing experiences you will ever have, but play it only if you like reading a lot and like games without combat. You will not find any here. Well, I mean combat that is not a result of your dialogue choices. Your character will do things automatically based on the decisions you make, and those decisions of yours are not always very smart, and Disco Elysium just lets you do stupid things, which is kinda scary because suddenly you may realize that you just wanted to test the waters, but instead you actually made the decision that will have grim consequences. And by grim, I mean really grim. On some of those occasions, the game just ends. You may see game over screen without even playing an hour. And the game is like,
I told you, but you pushed me hard, so the consequences are yours to swallow.
yeah, actually Disco Elysium has 3 different endings and 12 unique game overs. Those I talked about before. So always, and I mean always, think twice before doing something stupid. And then think twice while playing Disco Elysium as well. Because no matter how stupid the decision you want to make is, the game may let you do it. Subnautica Below Zero. You will submerge yourself in a sub-zero expedition in an Arctic region of a distant, dangerous planet. Arriving with little more than your wits and some survival equipment, you set out to investigate what happened to your sister. Something undiscovered lurks around every corner. You will swim along with giant fishes, encounter the haunting shadow leviathan, and meet some adorable creatures along the way as well. Keep your wits about you. Not all creatures in this strange world are friendly. If you played the first part, then you know that Subnautica is almost a horror game. You can literally see the horror tag among others on Steam. The game can be really terrifying, especially when you dive down deep into the darkness. More than 90% of reviews on Steam are positive, although if you never played the first part, don't skip it for more shiny graphics. It's a crime. Start with part 1 and you will thank me later. Moonscars. This is a really cute pixel art Souls-like Metroidvania side-scroller where you will take on the role of someone who suspiciously looks a lot of Witcher Geralt with a dress. Oh wait, that is probably a woman. Although you never know these days, and that's okay, I like diversity. Anyway, because the game is Souls-like, you will probably die more times than you ever wanted, or as developers say,
Before you rise, you first must fall.
very encouraging, thanks. But here you will get stronger and sharpen your skills and reflexes. Slash and parry with your sword, wield unique special weapons and command powerful magic. People on Steam are saying that if you are not Souls-like fan, the game is ridiculously hard to beat and you can be stuck on some boss forever. So it is a really good choice for various masochists and people who hate themselves. Becastled. When I played the game, I was really impressed by the graphics, mechanics and the lightness of gameplay in general. And I do not mean the storage space it takes, which is also ridiculous for a modern game. 1 GB of free cosmos and that's it. I literally didn't expect it to be so tiny.
That's what she said.
Yeah, this game doesn't contain any additional stuff that distracts you from the gameplay itself. Many developers forget the main thing of gaming. Keep it simple, keep it fun. And this is simple, nice and fun title. The bad thing about the game is that it seems to be abandoned by the developers in the early access stage, but even the early access has a very positive review score. Predator Hunting Grounds. An example of a very popular genre now, a symmetrical shooter that pits humans against Predator. If you played or at least know what Dead by Daylight game is all about, Predator Hunting Grounds is kinda the same. You will have to complete challenging missions as a part of a 4-person team to escape, and as a Predator you will have to hunt them all down. Although keep in mind that the game can feel a bit unbalanced. It tends to put players of different skill levels in one match, so Predator Hunting Grounds is obviously best enjoyed in the group of friends, or, you know, in a group of strangers that decided to play together by meeting each other in some Discord group. The review score is around 80% and the price is kinda nice. But remember, if you don't like it, don't go over 2 hours of gameplay time and you can refund it. And don't leave it running in menu screen, that counts as well.
Staxel.
If you're tired of killing, make friends instead and build the farm of your dreams. Every now and then we need to relax to beat our anxiety and enjoy some nice colors. So instead of drugs this time, you can try Staxel. This is a creative farming and village life game with a cast of quirky characters. Build your farmhouse, help villagers, take to the wilds to fish or hunt for bugs, and grow a variety of crops in your backyard. This game is really good to play with friends. So if you have friends, I mean real friends, you probably know them very well. You know their secrets, so blackmail them into playing Staxel with you, because that's the only way. Interstellar Space, Genesis. Here you will build a prosperous galactic empire and colonize the vastness of space, or, you know, fail miserably and be colonized by aggressive alien species before going extinct. Anyway, the game takes classic turn-based space forex strategy mechanics, adds in a few twists of its own and merges everything into a truly interesting specimen. The game was released in 2019, and in the description they said that they are actively updating and patching the game until this day. I laughed at the sentence like, yeah, sure you do, but then I saw that the last update was quite recent. It seems that they were serious about that. So here you can play as one of 6 original races, each with their own abilities, advantages and backgrounds. You can also design your own custom races, with their own creepy or cute worlds, racial traits and unique game-changing abilities. The game has a very positive review score, so if you like 4X space strategies, that is a great choice. Prodeus. This is an old-school first-person shooter game reimagined using modern rendering techniques and technology. Here you experience the quality you would expect from a modern AAA game, designed with retro aesthetics and gameplay that invoke the tech-imposed limits of older hardware. And I'm not kidding, the game has overwhelmingly positive reviews, so all this praise is well-deserved. The game features a campaign made by industry veterans, co-op and competitive multiplayer play, and a fully integrated level editor. As developers say, get ready to paint the walls red. This is the boomer shooter you have been waiting for. Remember Me. This is an action-adventure where you will take on the role of a former elite memory hunter with the ability to break into people's minds and steal or even alter their memories. What is more cyberpunk than that, huh? So the authorities, fearful of your knowledge and capabilities, arrested you and wiped your memory clean. After the escape from prison, you set out on a mission to recover your identity. This search for the past will lead you to being hunted by the very people that created this surveillance society. The action is set in a Paris of the future, so get ready for a very cool environment. People are saying that the game has an interesting story, and even if it's a bit older, graphics are still kinda decent. Amnesia, The Bunker. If you played Alien Isolation, then you know the drill here. There is a monster and it's chasing you. The Bunker is a way smaller game than Alien Isolation, but it dwells on the same idea of an elusive monster inhabiting the same place as you. And if in Alien Isolation you found yourself in a giant space station, here you are trapped in a cramped underground tunnel net under the battlefield of the First World War. Don't forget that creators of Amnesia Frictional Games were the pioneers of horror games without weapons. Remember Penumbra? Yeah, that was a gem. So I have no doubt that developers of Alien Isolation took inspiration from the Frictional Games while creating their weaponless xenomorph game. And now Frictional Games took inspiration from Alien Isolation's monster, and the circle has closed. The game is really fun, although after seeing the monster a few times, it becomes less scary. So it becomes really playable by various pussies like us. It's a wonderful survival game, and if you like the concept, you are up for a treat. Titan Chaser. It's a meditative experience where you don't have to manage fuel, car maintenance, health or damage. Just find where to drive and how to use your tools effectively, or just forget about your work and drive through foggy landscapes to calm down after a hot day. Although your job here is to find monsters and make them go away.
I think it is inspired by a Norwegian movie called Troll Hunter.
This is the best Norwegian accent I can do. Sue me. Game has very positive reviews and people on Steam are saying that this game is an absolute gem. Really creative and ambitious project. Death's Door. Here you control a crow, some kind of bird Grim Reaper. Suddenly your assigned soul is stolen, and you must track down a desperate thief to a realm untouched by death, where creatures grow far past their expiry date and overflow with greed and power. Well, this place sounds like a parliament of every country. You will have a vast array of melee weapons, various arrows and powerful magic to overcome a fantastic bunch of beasts and demigods. The land is full of twisted inhabitants and countless secrets, just like Parliament. Anyway, here you'll experience a somber yet darkly comedic tale, uncovering the secrets beyond the Flaw of Souls, the role of the crows, and the origin of the Potato Salad Man himself. Well, probably not the latter, I'm just kidding.
Or am I?
Midnight Fight Express. This is a brutal beat-em-up game where you play as a former member of the criminal underworld, lured back into the thug life. Your mission is against impossible odds. You will have to fight your way across the city before sunrise and prevent a citywide criminal takeover. You will engage in a brutal brawling ballet, using every environmental tool and street fighting techniques at your disposal. Tangle with waves of foes with the agility of an action movie master. Punch, dodge, counter and finish off enemies in fluid and visceral combat. Custom difficulty modes will allow you to play on lowest, known as pussy difficulty, and still die all the time. But don't blame the game, blame your genes or something. People are saying that this is a great game if you like hurting people, and I agree that very positive review score is here for a reason. Forager. This is a 2D open-world title inspired by exploration, farming and crafting games such as Stardew Valley, Terraria and Zelda. You will start small and improve your base, skills, equipment, network of friends and enemies, and build your future as you see fit. You can play Forager almost anywhere you want, so as the name of the game suggests, you will be doing quite a lot of foraging, also fishing, mining, hunting, farming and digging as well. Explore different biomes and showcase your best discoveries at the local museum. Here you will also build and grow a base out of nothing and buy land to explore and expand. Game has a lot of RPG elements as well, so you will level up and learn new skills, abilities and blueprints. People on Steam are saying that the game is very addictive and is about 17 hours long, so you can finish it during your lazy weekend.
And now thank you for watching, have a nice day and I'll see you next time. Subscribe.